Hi, and thank you for joining me for today's process video. And today you can see I've got two photos that I've cut down into circles. I use the Hero Arts Infinity Circles die set there. I've just shown it there to cut these two circles from 4x6 photos. And once again, I'm using Jen Hadfield Groovy Darlin. So these are pictures of my daughter and my mum when we went to Jersey Zoo a couple of weeks ago. And I really wanted to create a circular vertical design, so I cut the photos out. I've matted them onto pieces from the papery pack. These were the inner pieces of some circular elements, and then I've also cut 3 circular pieces from this pink paper with the starburst effect on it, and then I've pulled out some of the papery florals. These are washi stickers. Gosh, I can't talk today. Sorry about that. They're washi stickers. I've also die cut a couple of film reels using the Hey Little Magpie Viewmaster reel dies, and those are just from black basil cardstock. So I'm just creating my vertical design, and I've also pulled out that Stay Groovy title. And now I'm going to start sticking some of these washi stickers down. So obviously the look of the stickers will change slightly because they're semi-transparent, but I really like the look of these, and putting them flat on the card makes them look like they're actually part of the paper design. So it's nice to have the different effects from the different pieces that I've got on the page. So I'm just going to get these 3 florals stuck down, and then I can carry on working with the design. This is the basis of it. I really wanted to use these hoops that from the papery pack, and I wanted to have some of the pattern paper in there as well. So this was a great start. I'm not entirely sure what else I'm going to bring in, but I've just given myself some breathing space by getting these stuck down, and then I can work from there. I am going to use a bit of dimension on this and use some foam pads to mount the photos, just so that they pop a little bit off the rest of the design, because it does get quite busy. I was determined not to let it get too busy this time, because when I've done these designs in the past, I really do get carried away with all my stamping and layering. It becomes a lot. So I've tried to strip it back a little bit this time, but we'll see how that goes. So just moving things around and checking that I'm happy with the design before I start committing. These Viewmaster dies get moved around quite a lot before I'm happy. I didn't want them both on the same side of the photo, and that's why I'm messing around trying to get it right. I also am conscious that I don't want to move from the centre of the page, because I have a tendency to do that. So I've pulled out some of the Hey Little Magpie stamp sets, and first of all I'm using this one. It's just one of the ink blotches, or paint swatches I think I called it, and my tea dye Distress Oxide, and I'm just going to make sure that that stamp is well inked. It's the first time I've used it, so I just want to make sure that I've got plenty of coverage of that ink on there, and I'm just going to stamp this in a couple of places as another layer in the background. So I'm not worrying too much as I move things about. I just want to get the stamping somewhere where it's going to peek out from underneath all the other elements. So there's the second one down. And I'm really happy with how that's stamped. So now back to moving everything back to roughly where I think it's going to be. I had a little bit of a tidy up there, and now I'm coming in with this currently stamp set and one of the circular elements which has dots around and then a little word phrase, and this one says "so very happy." Now I stamped it first of all in spun sugar, but you can barely see it on the background, so I've switched the ink to, I think it was picked raspberry that I ended up using, and I'm just stamping that down, and it gives a much clearer image. So I'm much happier with that. So just stamp that there, and then I'm coming in with it again down at the bottom. And I'm just stamping it where I think the words are still going to show. So now I'm going to into the Life Captured stamp set and using a different coloured ink. Can't remember which one I've used. The yellow. I used Fossilised Amber for this one, and again I'm just stamping that in a couple of places, and this one says Good Times. So now I can start faffing about again and trying to get the pieces into position. Like I said, I didn't want to go too crazy with the stamping and the layering on this. I wanted to try and strip it back to make sure that the photos are still the focal point. I do often get carried away, adding a little bit too much, so just trying to be very careful not to do that on this occasion. So I'm going to start gluing these pieces down. I'm just very lightly roughing up the edges with my fingernails, and I'm going to take this off the page. When I do a design like this, I think it's really important to take the top and bottom elements off the page slightly, just so that it looks continual. So getting that top piece down as well, and I'm using my grid and the glass mat as a guide to see where the centre of the page is. I don't necessarily want this piece in the centre of the page at the top. I just want to make sure that the overall design is central. So getting those two top and bottom pieces set down really helps to set the feel of the design. So these two papery pieces next, these hoops. So just getting this one down. And again, I want to make sure I can see that stamping and I can see that flower peeking out, and then bringing some foam pads in to add to my photo. Just one actually, it's enough just to hold it up. And then I'll get this film strip tucked underneath. So working my way down the page, I find this the easiest so that I don't miss anything out. So here's another one of the circles that I die cut from one of the pattern papers. So the other hoop next, just because this is a base layer, and then I can layer the other bits over the top. Drop it down a little bit too soon, so just being careful to peel it up again and get it in the right place. And I tried to just keep the pinks and mustards showing and hide the brown and green a little bit more on that piece. And then down with the photo and that other Viewmaster reel. Thought I had everything down, but I'd forgotten this little flower here, so I'm just going to add a different foam pad to that. I've been using the 25mm Sticks 2 foam pads, which if you watch my videos you'll know I adore, and these are the 6x12 Sticks 2 foam pads, which are similar. They're on a huge roll, but they're just a little bit smaller, so easier for these smaller pieces. So just popping that title up onto foam as well, just to provide it casts a nice shadow over the layout when you've got these different layers, and makes things stand out a little bit more. So I'm just cutting that bit off the bottom now, just so that I can see the overall look of the layout, and then I'm going to go through the sticker book and see what I can add from this. So first of all, I found a lovely little copper floral piece, so I'm going to add that next to the title, and then some another circular daisy, so that goes down on the bottom. I'm focusing in on circular elements where I can, and then I'm going to come in with some word strips as well. So this first one here just reads happy. And then I find another one that goes up at the top that says magical. And then another one from this sheet, which is best friends. Oh, and that one as well. Wonderful. So all really nice words to help describe these photos. And then onto the 6x12 sticker sheet, and I just kind of found a couple of florals, I think, from these, just to dot about. Again, circular elements, which is nice. Layering a couple up there. And then I wanted to add my journaling, and when I do a layout like this, the easiest way to do it is around the circles. So at the top, I just write Fun Together at Jersey Zoo, and then around the photo of Mum and Amelia at the bottom, I just say, such a wonderful relationship. Because they do, they've got a really close relationship. Mum lives on our doorstep, which we're very lucky to have, so they've grown up together, which is nice. So now I'm going into the Stardust enamel dots from Jen Hadfield's previous collection. The colours work so well with this collection that I just popped them in with this one rather than grabbing the new ones. So mixing the old with the new. And I'm just going to scatter some of these bits around. There are some really nice hearts and stars and starburst shapes. The 4-point stars. Don't want to add too many, but again, just a few dotted about work nicely. Fiddly little things, but they look nice on the page. Almost there now, just need to add my date. So I'm coming in with my roller date stamp, and I'm just going to add that in a couple of places for balance, on the left hand side towards the top there, and then the bottom right, and that's the layout done. I hope I've provided some inspiration from this fabulous collection. I shall be using it some more, but I think I'll switch it up next time. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye.